I've been without my favorite toy for a couple of weeks because I wrecked it again. And last time I wrecked it, I just had to put some glue and straighten this thing out and put a new piece of glass on to protect the lens. But this time it was a lot worse. I had told you last time how I got stupid, but I explained what I did because it seems sort of understandable. But this time, if I told you why I wrecked it, you would just be going, what were you thinking? The first challenge was to find it. I wrecked it late at night, and I went to where I thought it might have gone, and it wasn't there. And I started searching through the tools. The controller actually records the flight path and plays it back on a map if you want. So I got to see where the controller thought it was. And it was in the backyard of an abandoned house across the street. So I got a flashlight and I looked over there a couple times and didn't find it. I looked at the last couple seconds of the video trying to get clues from that, and after searching for it, I just finally went to bed. I told Mary about losing the drone, and the next morning we went together to that empty yard across the street and found it. I took the cover off and started to try to assess the damages. There was a broken propeller, no big deal. The camera was probably okay, but the gimbal mechanism was pretty well destroyed, and the cable that goes to the camera was damaged. There was also a break in the side of the body, and a cable that connects everything was snapped in a couple of places, so I knew I was going to have to replace some parts. I bought a nice used camera with the gimbal and the gimbal frame and the 4 rubber mounts that hold it to the drone. I bought the cable that connects the main circuit board to the GPS unit and to the gimbal control. After replacing the ribbon cable, I replaced the gimbal and the camera cable. I'll put links in the description to the videos that made it possible for me to do these things. It took some time, but pushing through the fear and following the instructions carefully, I got all the parts in place. I had been warned that if you replace the gimbal, it's going to require some special programming work to get the drone to accept the foreign part. I guess kind of like a transplant patient not rejecting the new organ. This involves loading the Python language on your computer and getting a serial connection between your drone and your computer and running some scripts that teach the drone to use the new gimbal. I spent several frustrating hours trying to get this process to work and had trouble with the connections and a couple of other problems. So I just decided to give up on that and just see what it was like to fly it in its current state. Well, it's obviously not level, but I had the same problem with the last wreck and I was able to correct it. So I'll try that manual gimbal recalibration adjustment and see. It seems to be working. So maybe I'm going to be okay. It's nice to be up in the air again and get to see some fall colors. Just zoom around the neighborhood a little bit and see what there is to see. Uh-oh. I don't know what this shaking is going on, this tilting mess. Something's very much not normal. After watching this for a while, I was thinking that maybe I could get used to it, but maybe other people wouldn't like it so much. And though it's kind of painful to admit, I know I'm going to have to dig in and dig deeper and just try to figure out how to do the process that makes the gimbal work with the drone. So brought it in for a landing and going to dig back into the Google searching for how to fix it. After a few more hours of trying and searching, I finally found some clues online about how to make it work. I'll make another little video that shows the details in case somebody is facing this same problem. Well, after the scary work of the tiny little parts and putting the physical part together, and then the tedious work of the programming and figuring out how to get over those hurdles, it looks like I've got a drone that's functional. It's not good as new, and there's some adjustment problems, but it's definitely a usable thing now. So hopefully the pleasure of flying and the pain of the repair process will keep me from running the drone into things.